what's up? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? How are you doing? Hey, it's me again, your professional tourist. How you doing? So, let's have a cool discussion. Let's talk about something different today, okay? Aviation related. Let's talk about turbulence in an airplane. That's an interesting topic, right? Turbulence in an airplane.
Oh my God, turbulence?
Turbulence.
Turbulence? Did you say something about turbulence?
I know it's scary for a lot of people, and I've met and seen a lot of people who are deathly afraid when they're in an airplane and they're encountering turbulence. I mean, people scream, people cry, carrying on like that, you know. Now, is it dangerous in an airplane? Well, if you're going to take my advice, you're going to listen to anything I got to say, just know one thing. I've been flying for 34 years, you know, and I fly nearly every day. I certainly fly tons and tons and tons of times a week, a month. You know, I fly a lot. I'm not dead. You know, nothing's happened to me. Have I encountered some really bad turbulence in my career? Yeah, lots of it. Have people been injured? Yes, people have been injured, lots of them. You know, has anything ever happened to the airplane or damaged the airplane during turbulence? The answer is no. Do I know anybody who's flown an airplane that's been damaged in turbulence? No. Can you get injured in turbulence in an airplane? Oh, yes, you can. Definitely. And it's your fault, primarily. Because most people, for some reason, I don't know why, you know, they loosen their seatbelt, or they take it off as soon as the seatbelt sign goes off. There is an announcement on an airplane. Every airplane does it. It's actually a requirement by civil aviation all around the world to keep your seatbelts fastened loosely around your waist, even if the seatbelt sign is switched off.
And there's a reason for that. Because if unsuspectingly the airplane encounters some turbulence, you could fly out of your seat. And then you will hurt yourself. You might not hurt yourself, you might hurt other people. Let's say you're not even paying attention to the fasten seatbelt sign and you're walking to the toilet, walking to the lavatory, and then what happens? You hit unexpected turbulence, you fly in the air a little bit, you land on the passenger right beside you. Now you can injure that passenger, you can injure yourself. A lot of things like that can happen in turbulence, yes. So turbulence, can you hurt yourself? Yes, you can hurt yourself. And that's your own fault for not wearing your seatbelt. If it's unexpected,
unsuspected, and then you fly out of your seat, you get injured, you land on the armrest, you know, you break your ribs, arm, whatever. I've seen all that happen. That's what the seatbelts are there for. I mean, you don't drive your car, you know, at the red light, put your seatbelt on, and then when you get on the highway, you just take your seatbelt off and say, yeah, I'm on the highway, yeah. Nothing's gonna happen. You know, it's kind of the same idea. Just leave your seatbelt on. Even when I'm a passenger, I do the same thing. I have it, you know, snugly fit for takeoff and landing, you know, because for all the jarring sensations you get there while the airplane's taxiing. And when it gets airborne, seatbelt sign goes off and everything. I loosen that thing up. I make it nice and loose and very comfortable. I can eat and watch movies, and I can lay down and recline my seat and all that stuff. But I have the seatbelt there all the time. If the airplane does encounter a big hit of turbulence, you know, I won't go flying out of my seat for sure, because the seatbelt's there. And I can just grab the strap, tighten it up, make it nice and snug in a second without having to look for it or anything like that. And that'll make a huge difference. Safety of the aircraft, let's talk about that. The airplane is totally safe. Really. They're designed for this kind of stuff. Now let's picture us on a boat, on the lake or on a river.
no, not that kind of boat.
Not quite what I was talking about. Exactly. You see, it's beautiful, it's calm, you get great scenery. You're looking out the window, you're enjoying your flight. You know, it's nice and smooth, and you know, 90% of the time, that's what it's all about. But occasionally, when you're on a boat, the water gets rough, gets wavy. You might be crossing a stream. You might be, you know, in an area where there's a lot of other boats and stuff and lots of waves, you know. So what's the problem there? Nothing. Is it dangerous in the boat? No, of course not. The boat's designed to go through waves, right? No, the airplane is the same. You know, change the water for air and change the boat for an airplane, and you got the same concept. You know, the airplane is designed to fly through the air, like a boat is designed to be on the water. The airplane is designed to go through turbulence and waves like in the air, just like a boat on the water. It's almost the same thing. Different environment, but it's almost the same thing. The airplane just bounces it along the rough air. And sometimes, we can't see it. The pilots and stuff, you look out the window, you can't say, ooh, that air looks rough. I mean, it's air, it's invisible, and you just can't, you can see it with clouds and thunderstorms and things like that, that's a different thing. So you can see that, but you just can't see turbulent air. You can kind of imagine it, if you see other airplanes crossing in front of you and stuff, you can imagine, well, that airplane makes a big wave, just like a boat makes a wake. An airplane makes a kind of wake behind it also. And if you fly into that, you're going to boom, 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 you're going to bounce across it. It's going to be rough. So you can kind of predict that one yourself based on the person's experience, But it's not dangerous. And you have to think too that the cabin crew and the pilots, think about them for a minute. You're in the airplane, you're afraid of turbulence, and you think you're going to die. Well, you remember the cabin crew and the pilots and everybody, they're all people, man. They have families, brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and children and on and on and on, husbands and wives. So everybody has that, right? So do you think the cabin crew would get in an airplane every day for a career? Do you think I would get in an airplane every day for 30 years? If I knew that, this could be the day, I might die today because it's bumpy. It's not the case. It's just not going to happen. We know it's safe. People who fly for a living, we know it's safe. And because we do it all the time. We do it every day. And we bounce through some turbulence and, sometimes you get so used to it. It's nothing, no big deal. And you look at the passengers and they're all freaking out and everything and you go, oh, geez, it's, kind of out of control. You don't really have to react that way. But I understand, it's uncomfortable, and you're in the air. People are afraid of heights typically and stuff. You look out the window and go, oh my God, we're so high. I can understand all that stuff. But you have to keep it in your mind, that the airplane is structurally designed to be able to withstand an unbelievable amount of turbulence. And a lot of people have stories about turbulence and this and that happening. And yeah, it can be crazy. You can have your tray table there eating your meal and everything, hit turbulence and all this food and everything's flying all over the place. I've seen that happen, Yeah, it's kind of shitty that way. Those things can happen, you know what I mean? But is the airplane unsafe? No. Is it uncomfortable for you? Yes. Is it dangerous for you? As long as you have your seatbelt on. No, it's not dangerous for you. You're perfectly okay. Are you going to get dirty because your meal tray flew in the air and stuff? Yeah, of course that's going to happen. But it's not unsafe. It's uncomfortable and sometimes very, very inconvenient. I did a flight very, very short time ago, a few days ago. It was a 9-hour flight, and we had 5 hours of the seatbelt sign on and 5 hours of steady turbulence. I was trying to hold my coffee, and I couldn't even drink my coffee properly without it almost spilling on me. It was just a real pain in the butt. Oh my goodness. Even for professionals that are on the airplane, cabin crew and pilots and everything, it was a real pain. But it wasn't undangerous. It was just annoying, and it just lasted for such a long time. And there's nothing that could have been done because it was just an area of strong winds and things like that, and weather systems. It just created this big mess in the air. It happens sometimes. All right, so don't worry about it when you go flying, man. Enjoy your trip. Bounce through the turbulence. Enjoy yourself. Thanks for listening. If you want an answer to something, that's in your mind or whatever, put it in the comments down below and I'll be happy to give you a private message, or maybe if it's noteworthy, I'll make another video explaining it if we get enough interest. That'd be awesome. Let's do it. Thank you.